Welcome to Hollywood Cafe's Star of the Week. I'm your host, Amanda Blackwood. She was only 4'11" at her full height. She was born May 12th of 1936 in Newark, New Jersey. Many film references list her birth year as 1938, but she personally insists that she was actually born in 1936. If you've never heard this name, I'm not surprised, but you've probably heard the name Anne Frank. She played Anne Frank in the movie The Diary of Anne Frank in 1959. This was her debut role. The part was originally offered to Audrey Hepburn, though, who was born the exact same year as Anne Frank, but she turned it down, in part because of her own experiences of living through World War II in occupied Europe. Millie didn't know anything about Anne Frank, but when she read her diary, she said, "It just immediately hit me in my heart. I got it right away. I knew how important it was." In the 1950s, survivors and their relatives rarely ever spoke about the Holocaust, and the film helped to break that silence. After the father of Anne Frank, Otto Frank, met Millie Perkins, he wrote down, quote, "Her eyes first impressed me. Dark eyes, very tender, with faith and sincerity. Anne's eyes were very similar and very noticeable. She did not have brown eyes. They were gray. Millie has a movement of her hands, like Anne had, and she had a little trick of bending her fingers backward, just as Anne did. She takes care of herself, her personal grooming, just as Anne did. Anne would not go without having her hair combed, her nails done. She was very neat, as Millie seems to be. I'm confident that Millie will represent Anne in a very natural way." Millie Perkins was a model in her teen years, and she was married twice, once to director Robert Thom from December 25th, 1964 to May 8th of 1979 until he died. The two of them had 2 children together. But before that, Millie Perkins was married to Dean Stockwell. They married in April of 1960 and divorced in July of 1962. She was the matron of honor for Sandra Knight at her wedding to Jack Nicholson in 1962. Her 2 children with Robert Thom were named Hetty Thom and Lily Thom, and she twice acted in movies written by him, Wild in the Streets in 1968 and The Witch Who Came from the Sea in 1978. Millie Perkins should not be forgotten, but really, let's take a moment to remember Anne Frank. Her birthday is coming up next month, and I will be doing a spotlight feature on her as well. Do you have a favorite actor or actress you'd like to see me doing one of these videos on? Tell me in the comments.